Hello students, welcome to Programming with C and C++ online classes. Today our topic is today our discussion topic is commonly used library functions. Our discussion topic is commonly used library functions. So actually first we have to know about the libraries in C language. So what is library? Why we need the library? So all those things we have to discuss in this session. Now shall I start my session? Okay. So first we have to see what is library. What is library in C language? What is library in C language? A library in C is a collection of header files. A library in C is a collection of header files exposed by use by other programs. The library there are consistent actually this is very critical definition. So we can go to next definition for us. C standard library functions or simply C library functions are inbuilt functions in C programming language. Inbuilt functions means already we have, along with C software, some predefined functionality libraries are available. Just simply you can understand. Now I am opening developer C++ window and control and I am pressing to open the new window. Here hash include stdio.h and this is header file. Simply you can see the program first. After that I will explain clearly. First program name I am typing because of this is the documentation section. So here the demo is what purpose? Commonly used library functions. Only concentrate on commonly used library functions concept. What are the where I have to use the function? Then you should concentrate on that space only. Here hash include stdio.h is predefined library. So here and I am explaining about this hash include stdio.h. First of all, what is hash include? Hash include is nothing but pre-processing directory. Hash include is a pre-processing directory. Pre-processing directory. Hash include is a pre-processing directory. And stdio.h. stdio.h is the predefined library. Predefined library. Hash include functionality is what? Actually it is a pre-processing directory. Before first we have to understand about the C program. Okay. Paint window I have opened here and this is the C program. This is the C program. How it will execute first? C program. Nothing but a source code. It is called a source code. The file name is example.c. The file name is example.c. The file name is example.c. So here when it is called source code, here we are writing program na. So it means it is developing source code. Here we are writing our actual code in the English language. Here we are writing actual C program in the editor window. But where we have typed here in the source code window. First, if you want to type any C program, first how it can open? Go to file menu, choose new option. In that source file is there na? So in that source file, whatever the program code we have typed, that program is called source code. Because of before compilation, the raw file we have na. So here I typed program hash include stdio.h. After that some statements also we have to type. After that we have to type some remaining statement, my void main menu and printf statement. All those things we have used na. All those things we have to use. So after writing the entire code, we need to save this file with .c extension. So up to now this is called source code. Up to now this is called source code. Nothing but this file example.c. After that when we go to now I am saving this file example.c and save as type is all files. So now I have saved this one as a on the desktop. So here on the desktop it is showing one file now. So this file means it is .c extension we have, and that means till now we haven't compiled it, just we have written the code and saved this file. That means this is called source code. This is called source code. Till now we have source code created. Now we need to compile. For that goes to execute menu, choose compile option. So here diagrammatically I am explaining now. So now I am giving this source code to compiler. Now I am giving this one, and this is called compiler. So here after that it will execute. After compilation is over, the compiler will generate one example.backup file. It will generate back example.backup file. It will generate first. After that, so actually backup file we haven't see right now. In the past days, if you use the Turbo C compiler, that file is also will show on the memory, but here it will not show. Internally it can use, but this one, that .backup file internally it can use. So after generating after compilation is over, backup file it will generate. After that we need to execute. So for that go to execute menu, choose run option. Here the code has not completed, so that's why. So for your understanding purpose, first I am creating code and opening one block and printf function I am using. Example program is my message. So ending the statement, I just used the semicolon. Now I am saving this one. Again I am going to compile because of I have edited some code now. So right, go to file menu, choose compile option, and go to compilation is successful. Because of in the down we are getting the 0 errors and 0 earnings. We got this message, so that means compilation is successful here. Now I am going to run this one. So now we are getting the output here like this. So here after generating the backup file, again we need to execute. So this file is also, while executing time, this file is also transferred to execution engine. Here execute execution engine we have transferred. After that we will get output. After that we will get one. After that while executing time, so wait, here some I have forgot some concept. Here I just have removed these two things. So example dot backup file it has generated now. After that, while executing time, after that one backup file as well as one .exe file will generate. Here data file is it is a compiled file, and also it will generate one more. Wait. First we need to develop one source code. So that is called example.c. It is an example file, and after that we need to give the compiler. We need to transfer our source code to the compiler. The compiler functionality is what? It will generate two files. It will generate two files. First one is .backup file and also .exe file. Two files it will generate. Two files it will generate. Carefully observe here. It is compiled file and it is executable file. It is compilation file and it is executable file. So example.bac, example.bac, and here example.exe, example.exe. So these two files it will generate by the compiler. After that, when you click on the execute, so all of you carefully observe. Here one file has created now, example.c. Practically have to observe here. Here 0 errors and 0 warnings. After compilation, successfully compilation, we are getting this error messages. 0 errors, 0 warnings. Nothing but that means it is successfully compiled. That means two files it has generated. Two files it has generated on the desktop. So all of you carefully observe. This is source code. This is .exe. Executable code. So .backup file is not visible for us. Actually, in the past Turbo C compiler, it will show that file is also. But here that file is internally it can be used. Developer C++ window internally it can be used. But executable file is our showing file also. So while executing time, it is source code. It is executable file. It is executable file. While executing time, the executable engine will take by this .exe file only, not .source code. So how it can find out is it executable file or not? Just simply right click on that file, choose the properties option, and here see .exe is there na. The extension is what? .exe. .exe means it is executable file. Understand? After executing time, while executing time, executable engine it can internally use these two things. Executable engine, these two things. This file it can be used, and this example.backup file it can support to this one. It can support to this .exe file. Understand? So then only we will get output. Then only we will get output by the executable engine. So we will get the output, and this is called output. This is called output. Understand? Like in this process we have to do. So this process behind it is going on. So here our concept is commonly used library functions. How to import how to link the library. Here the library is stdio.h. So this library, this is commonly used library. Because of this printf function is also available in this library only. Understand? In this library. So if you want to link in our program this library, if you want to link to in our current program, for that hash include preprocessive directive we need to use. So actually this functionality is what? Preprocessive directive functionality is what? before giving to the, so before the source code is transferred to the compiler, before going to transfer the preprocessor directive, if you declare hash include stdio.h, first it will execute. Without compiling, first it will execute. Understand? First it will give the preprocessor. Preprocessor. That meaning is already available in that word only. Preprocessor. Nothing but it is a pre-processing file. Hash include means it is a pre-processing directive. stdio.h. stdio.h. So this header file, first it will transfer it to the preprocessing. Before compilation, it is going to first like that. First it will give the preprocessing directive. So here I am erasing this connection because of in our program first content preprocessor directive na. So the first priority will give the preprocessor. Here all of you carefully observe. The first statement is what? Hash include stdio.h. Nothing but here we used one preprocessor directive. Hash include is called preprocessor directive. So that means first it is giving to the compiler this entire source code. First we need to give this entire code to preprocessor. So that preprocessor functionality is what? First this library is available or not, it will check. If that library is available, then first link this library is available. All of you carefully observe. Actually this library is available, but hash include functionality is what? Is it correct library or not? This library is available or not in our libraries. So if the library is available, and inside functions, what are the functions we have used, the developer used that predefined functions linking to this library. So after that this entire code will transfer again to compiler, like in this process is behind going on. After that it will generate one backup file and also will generate one .exe file. After that, while executing time, .exe file will take by the executable engine. After that it will produce the output like this. So this entire process behind it is going on while compiling time, while executing time. So first if you have any preprocessor directive, first it will transfer it to that predefined library. What is the library we have linked? That library first it can search it is available or not. If it is available, the statement, whatever the statement they have used, these statements first it can link up to this library. Because of this predefined functions logic is available in this library only. The definition is available in that library only. Understand? For example, if you comment this one, compiler will ignore now while compiling time. That means it is not going to preprocessor first. First it will go to the compiler. Because of here preprocessing directive is not there now. So this entire code first it will transfer it to the compiler. Just check. I am going to compile. So it is showing one error now, warning message. Incompatible implicit declaration built-in function printf. So that means that printf functionality is not available here. It is showing like that error. Understand? So it is a common library. If you remove that one, that error also will remove. That means first it will go to the preprocessor and after that it will check whether that library is available or not. If the library is available, then the printf function is linking to this function. I mean this definition is getting to from this library only. So that functionality is behind it. Behind it is going on. Understand? So that much importance we have for the libraries. So now we have to see how many libraries we have in our C programming language. C language libraries. C language libraries. So here all of you carefully observe. I am showing number of libraries. So these are the predefined libraries: asset.h, ctype.h, local.h, math.h, and signal.h, setjmp.h, standard arg.h, stdio.h, stdlib.h, string.h, time.h. So these many libraries we have. These many libraries, predefined libraries we have. Each and every library contains a set of predefined functions. A set of predefined functions. If you want to use, first we need to link this header file to the preprocessor directory, and first it will search that library is available in that software. If that software found the any predefined library, and it will produce that functions to our current program. Otherwise it can't produce. It will show the warning messages. Understand? Next, so regularly commonly used functions now we have to see. So printf and scanf functions are compulsory, we need to use. Compulsory we need to use. For that I am opening one new window. First I am typing one program, adding numbers, adding two numbers. After that we need to link one header file na. So for that one hash include preprocessor directive we need to use. So stdio.h is predefined library, and via main method I am using. Via main function, opening bracket and closing bracket. Now I am declaring variables. Int x comma y comma x comma y. Because of adding two numbers purpose, two variables I have declared here. And if I want to print one message on the console, for that print function I am using printf function. So in between those two brackets, in between double quotes, I am entering, I am giving one message. Enter x value I am given. End of the line I given one semicolon. And after that, first we need to save this file. Here I am saving this file, example.c. Save as type is all files. Already I have saved with that name, that's why it is asking. So now I want to replace this file, that's why I am pressing S. Okay, now I am compiling. For that F9 key I am pressing in my keyboard. So here in the errors window it is showing 0 errors and 0 warnings. That means our program compilation is successfully completed. Now I am going to execute this file. For that, go to execute menu or choose run option. So here enter x value, that message is printing now. If the message is read by the user, what he will do, he need to enter x value. Am I correct or not? But the cursor is blinking at where? At the end of the message. Here I want to blink the cursor, then it will accept my input. If the cursor want to blink here, if the input, here I am giving inputs also, so it is also not accepting. Any input. So why here to take any input by the keyboard, you are not using any, till now you haven't used here any input function. Here input function, if you want to collect any information as an input, compulsory you need to use one scanf function. So that is predefined scanf function to take the input from the keyboard by the user. If you want to take any input by the keyboard from the user, compulsory we have to use scanf predefined function. Understand? Here in between double quotes, %d, we are giving the information to scanf function. For what? %d means you please accept only numbers. So digits, you please accept only digits. So that's why that first letter with the percentile operator I am giving. So this is the syntax. So you please accept only numbers. So that information we are passing to scanf function. So while reading input, while executing time, if you give the input as a characters, it will not take. Only it can accept only digits. So after that, after reading is over by the input, from the input, whatever the value the user entered, that value first it will collect by the scanf function. After that, here I am giving the variable. Which variable I want to store that value? X variable. So that's why by using AND operator I am giving the variable. So after reading the input by the scanf function, first it will take the input. After the, whatever the value whatever the value getting by the scanf function, after getting, immediately it will transfer to the x variable. That means it can store into the x variable. So that information I am passing to scanf function. So it is over. Now I am going to save this file. So again I am compile and executing. So all of you carefully observe, the cursor is blinking at where? At beside of that message. So now my input is 10 and pressing enter key. So the program has terminated. After reading that input, the value is stored into the x variable, and after that the program has terminated because of here the code has not completed. So that's why it is not asking x value. So again these two statements again you have to use and paste here for the y variable. Here instead of x I just change it to y, and y variable value also need to require na. So that's why after that, after reading these two inputs, and it can store into here that input values into x value stored into x value, x value stored will store into x variable, as well as y value stored into y variable. Understand? After that we need to add the two numbers na, x plus y. So here after calculating x plus y, then one value it will get na, one sum value that we need to save into one variable. For that one more variable also required. So that's why one comma operator here I given, and z variable is also I am declaring here for this. So z I am declaring. So after that I want to print total amount of result. So x plus y addition value is percentile d comma z I am given. So z value, first it will print that message, after that z value it will collect x plus y. For example, x value 10, y value 20, 30 value here calculated now. After that the 30 value stored into z variable. So here z replacer with 30. So that value here printed to in the percentile d format, because of we are giving the information to printf function also. So you need to print only digits. If the z provide any value, if it is digit, then it can print, otherwise it cannot print. So now I am saving this file. Again I am going to compile, again I am going to execute. Here number of output windows there. Sorry, here one output window is there. Now I am again compiling. So okay, right, sorry, now I am compiling, now I am executing. So example program, why it is showing wrong message? So first we need to close this previous example, because of that is also with the same name we have saved. Right, now I am saving this file. Save as example.c, save as file is all files, and replace it with s. Right, now I am compiling. Yeah, here expected semicolon before closing token. So that means here semicolon I forgot, that's why it is showing one error. Again I am saving this one, again going to execute and compilation. So x successfully compiled. Now run, I am choosing, it is x value is it is asking. So now I am giving input, 10 is my x value, and after that 20 is my y value. So that result is printing now. So like that, here you don't want, here you no need to concentrate on program. Here whatever the functions we are using, printf and scanf, like that, these many times we are regularly using. If you want to print anything on the console, for that printf function we have to use. If you want to collect any input by the keyboard from the user, so for that scanf function we need to use. So these two functions are input output functions now. So for that library is also must and should be required. here hash include stdio.h library I am removing. Again I am saving. So it will show one warning message. All of you carefully observe. Now I am compiling. So it is showing two warning messages. Incompatible implicit declaration of built-in function printf. At the same time in the next line is also scanf function purpose. It is showing one warning message. So like that two warning message it is showing. Because of these two functions definition is available at where? Only this header file, in this header file. So compulsory this definition must and should be required. So that's why we need to declare the header files. And also common files we have. Printf scanf function is over now. Next, getchar, putchar functions also must and should be required. Getchar, putchar. The same program I am typing one more time. Carefully observe. Control N is a new window. Hash include stdio.h. Sorry, first we haven't declared anything. Just simply we can use the main function void main opening bracket and closing bracket int x here x equal to getchar. Getchar means it is internally called to get character. So it is waiting for one character. After giving any input, immediately it can store into the x variable. Here reading the characters now, so that's why the char function, the char data type I am using. Again here semicolon required. After reading, again you need to print now. So for that putchar function we are using. Don't read getchar, putchar. Here any char sambar not there. Okay, so just simply you can read the character. Char means char. So internally it can pronounce character. Get character, that means. Okay, here putting the character means it is showing the output. The first get character function is used to getting the character from the keyboard. So if you want, after getting that, you need to store into one variable now. So that variable is x. So whatever the value you enter, that value, that character, single character, it can read by the get character. After that it can store into the x variable. And put character function is used to print that whatever the character we have to pass in between brackets. So that character it will print on the console window. Understand? Right. Now I am saving this file. Again here I am giving example2 is the my program name. Example2.c. .c is mandatory for each and every C program because of we are learning C programming language. So that syntax is related extension we need to give at the end of the program name. And save as type is all files here. And the desktop I am saving this file. That's why the location is choosing on the desktop. Now I am clicking on the save button. Now I am compiling. So the compilation is successful. And now I am executing. So all of you carefully observe. It is expecting cursor now. So that means here I am giving one character k. So as this character it is printing now. So that first it is reading by the get character function. After it is printing by the put character function. Understand? So like that we have to use these functions. So get character and put character regularly user functions. And these two functions also available at where? Standard input output stdio.h header file. And fopen fclose is also same. Fopen function is used to open the file to perform operations such as reading and writing. After that fclose function is also same. We need to close that function. Fopen means file open purpose. Fclose means file closing purpose. Okay. So these all are commonly used regular functions. So in header files, compulsory these functions, predefined functions definitions are available. So compulsory we need to work with the header files. So those are commonly used functions. Printf, scanf, get character, put character, fopen, fclose. So these all are commonly used functions. So now I am going to ending this session, and today I have completed the explanation about the concept of commonly used library functions. In the next class I will I will come with the new hot topic, and today I am going to ending this session, and I hope you enjoyed this session. Thank you very much.